Um, there's a lot of evidence concerning Trayvon Martin's marijuana use. Now, in and of itself, if I were just to say that we have a picture of him smoking something, that might not be relevant. But since we have a lot of evidence that support the contention that the marijuana use has something to do with the event it is. For example, he had a toxicology report that is positive for presence of THC, the active ingredient, at a level that the state's own expert has opined it could have affected his behavior. That's one piece of relevant evidence. The second piece is that George Zimmerman, when he was first on the non-emergency call, said, this guy, speaking about Trayvon Martin as he was wandering in the complex, is acting strange, looks like he's on drugs or something. That's the second thing. The third thing is we have a 7-Eleven video that shows that Trayvon Martin is swaying and acting what might be interpreted by some, certainly by the jury, as being evidence of impairment. And again, it sort of comes together. There's also a lot of text messages, if they are otherwise admissible, a lot of text messages, Facebook posts, and whatnot, where he is talking about the ongoing use of marijuana. Matter of fact, there is evidence where he suggests to one of the witnesses that he had marijuana with him on the way up. He had hidden it from his father, who was going to search him to see if he had whatever he was bringing up here. So he hid it discreetly where it couldn't be found, and that he had smoked it while he was up here. That's evidence that would be presented to the jury, potentially, and that he was out of pot then and may have been looking for more up here in Sanford. So the idea of marijuana use is going to be intertwined with the behavior that happened the night that, for whatever reason, led to the altercation. The state says my guy was the aggressor. We say Trayvon Martin was the aggressor. There are studies that suggest that aggressive behavior can be residual from marijuana use. So the idea of trying to extricate from this case the fact that Trayvon Martin was documented to be to have THC in his system would be an inappropriate restriction on our theory of defense, which is precisely that Trayvon Martin caused the altercation that led to his own death.
Thank you. Mr. Guy?
Judge, if I may respond briefly. The motion drafted here deals with prior drug use, not the toxicology in Trayvon Martin's system. We have a separate motion addressing that marijuana use. This deals with just prior marijuana use.
Okay.
Very briefly, the state's own expert had talked about the differential between chronic users and their behavior changes and one-time users. So to that extent, it may well become relevant that he may have been a chronic user, evidenced by what I just talked about.
Okay. The communication about previously used marijuana, the state's motion will be granted. That will not come in.